Dear student, today our next part of this video, it contains the chapter 2 motion part 3. Okay, in our earlier part, I had explained you regarding the rest and motion are relative term, reference point, that contains in part 1, and in part 2 I explained you regarding the differences between distance covered and displacement. So in this part 3, I will discuss about speed and velocity. Okay, so our topics will be to discuss about speed. In speed also we will go inward regarding the uniform speed, non-uniform speed, instantaneous speed, average speed, and also same in our velocity part I will explain you that velocity may be uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity, as well as instantaneous velocity and average velocity. Okay, let us start with speed. Now your first thing that will come to your mind, that what is speed? What is speed? So as far as the definition is concerned, you know very well that the distance covered by a body, the distance covered by a body per unit time is known as the speed of the body. That means the distance covered by a body per unit time is known as the speed of the body. Or we can say that the rate of change of distance is also termed as, in other words, the rate of change of distance covered by a moving body, is also termed as speed of the body. Okay. So here rate of change of distance means whenever you will express in rate means per second, how much distance with respect to any reference point the body, what was its initial distance from the reference point, and after few time when it covers a longer distance, then these differences between the two time interval and the distances with respect to the reference point is your change of distance. Suppose in 8 o'clock the body is 5 meters away from the wall. Okay, and after say you 5 minutes or 5 seconds, after 5 seconds the same body may be at a distance of say 20 meters from the reference point, or that reference object is your wall. So you see here the change of distance within 5 seconds is how much? Initially the body was at a distance of 5 meters, and after 5 minutes the body covers a distance of 20 meters from the reference point. Now the change in distance is your 20 meter minus 5 meter is your 15 meter, and this change takes place in 5 seconds. So in 1 second the body covers 15 meter divided by 5 seconds is your 3 meter per second. Okay, that is the required speed. So that is why, so let us consider a body covers a body covers s meter in t second, covers s meter in t second, then the speed v meter per second can be expressed as v equal s meter by t second. So this is your main definition and expression of the speed. This v means speed of the body. So here you see, this is your distance covered and this is your time taken. This relation give you the speed of the body. Okay, so for next part we have to remove it. Okay, so now we have just seen that our speed can be expressed as your distance covered s meter by time t second. From this expression we can say that the unit of speed is your unit of speed in SI system, in SI unit is your meter per second, and common unit that is generally we express to cover the longer distance, that is bigger unit of speed is your kilometer per hour. Okay, so we can see that the relation 1 kilometer per hour means 1 kilometer distance and 1 hour time. So 1 kilometer means 1000 meter and time of 1 hour means 60 minutes and 60 seconds. Okay, that means you can cancel 2 0 and 2 3 and 2 5 10. So this is your 5 by 18 meter per second. On the other hand, your 1 meter per second can be expressed as your 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Okay, these relations are useful while calculating the numericals, okay, related to these topics. Now again I will switch over to the next topic. Now I will again switch over to the next topic, that is about uniform speed. Uniform speed. What does this term means about uniform speed? When a body covers equal distance, when a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, equal distances in equal interval of time, then the speed of the body, is said to be uniform. Okay. So that means when a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the speed of the body. Suppose in first hour the body covers 10 km. In second hour the body covers another 10 km. In third hour also the body covers another 10 km. So in every 1 hour the body covers same distance. So that means the body undergoes uniform speed. Okay. So this is about uniform speed and non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed. When a body covers unequal distance, in equal interval of time, then the body is said to be moving with non-uniform speed, said to be moving with non-uniform speed. Okay, so that means suppose the body moves in a busy traffic. So when in first hour say the body travels 5 kilometers. In second hour maybe the body travels 2 kilometers. In third hour maybe the body covers 15 kilometers. So you see always the body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time of 1 hour. So that means the motion of the body is said to be non-uniform. Okay. So the speed of the body is also said to be undergoes non-uniform speed. Okay, clear? Now for next topics I have to remove it. Okay. Now third topic is your instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed मतलब speed at a particular instant. Actually what happened when a body continuously when the speed of the body continuously or you can say frequently continuously changing, that means it is not uniform. So when the speed of the body continuously changing, then the speed at any instant, then the speed of the body at any instant, then the speed of the body at any instant can be measured by the ratio of the distance covered by the body in a very short interval of time Okay, so you see then the speed of the body at any instant can be measured by the ratio of the distance covered by the body in a very short interval of time to the time taken, to the time interval taken. So that means instantaneous, that is instantaneous speed, instantaneous speed can be expressed as, that is distance covered in short time, to the time interval. Okay, so speed of the body at a particular instant, because the speed of the body is continuously changing. So to measure the instantaneous speed, what will happen? You have to find the ratio of the distance covered by the body in a very short interval time to the time interval. Okay, then these two ratios, that means distance covered in a very short interval and also divided by the time, that short interval of time. Okay, this ratio will give you the instantaneous speed. Clear? Okay. Now for next part I will have to remove it. Okay, now our topic will be your average speed. Suppose when a body undergoes non-uniform motion, that means sometimes maybe the body covers longer distance, sometimes the body may cover smaller distance. That means when a body undergoes non-uniform motion, then average speed can be measured by the ratio of average speed can be measured by the ratio of total distance covered by the body to the total time taken. That is, average speed can be expressed as total distance covered by total time taken. So that means simply you can express the average speed when the body not performing uniform motion. That means the body undergoes non-uniform motion. So then average speed can be considered. So average speed can be calculated by the formula, that is total distance, ratio of the total distance to the total time taken. Then this will give you the average speed. Okay. So in case of uniform motion, the average speed as well as instantaneous speed are of same magnitude because the speed remain constant. Okay, here. So for next part I will have to remove it. Now our next part is your velocity. Now our next part is your velocity. The rate of change of displacement is termed as velocity of the body. In other words, we can say that the distance covered by a body per unit time along a particular direction is termed as velocity of the body. So in this definition, it is clear that velocity is a vector quantity whereas speed is a scalar quantity. Because while specifying the speed, we are not using any, we are not mentioning any type of direction. But in case of velocity, we are specifying that along a particular direction. So that means here direction is important. As far as the displacement is also concerned, displacement also involved the direction. So velocity can be expressed as, say, velocity V, velocity can be expressed as rate of change of displacement, means that is displacement by time. Displacement by time taken. Okay, so this ratio will give you the velocity of the body. Clear? So here also the unit, as far as the unit of your speed is concerned and unit of your velocity are also same. Unit of velocity is also meter per second for SI unit, and in bigger unit it is kilometer per hour. So the relation is also same, because 1 kilometer per hour is your 5/18 meter per second. That is to be used for various numerical problems. Okay, let me see for the next topic. That is your, so I have to remove it. So now the next topic is your uniform velocity. That is about uniform velocity. This is your next topic. That means when a body covers equal distance along a particular direction, in equal interval of time, then the velocity of the body is said to be, then the velocity of the body is said to be uniform velocity. Okay, clear? So uniform velocity means it is same as that of uniform speed. Here only you can say that the body covers equal distance, or you can say equal distance in equal interval of time, equal distance along a particular direction in equal interval of time, or you can say that equal displacement in equal interval of time. Then the velocity of the body is said to be uniform velocity. Okay, clear? Now non-uniform velocity. Okay, so when a body covers unequal distance, non-uniform velocity can be also known as variable velocity. When a body covers unequal distance along a particular direction, when a body covers unequal distance along a particular direction in equal interval of time, then the velocity of the body is said to be non-uniform. or variable velocity okay, or variable, this is your variable velocity, means non-uniform velocity. So this is one situation. There may be another situation that when a body, maybe the body moving with the same speed but of same magnitude, but the direction frequently changes, then also the body is said to be undergoes non-uniform velocity or variable velocity. So here the situation is unequal distance in equal interval of time along a particular direction. So that means the body displaces unequal magnitude in equal interval of time. So the body's motion is non-uniform velocity. But if the magnitude of the speed, that means if the body covers equal distance in equal interval of time but frequently changes its direction, then also the velocity of the body is said to be non-uniform velocity. Again, if the body having same speed, if the body moving with same speed, means constant speed. Again, if the body moving with constant speed, but direction of motion frequently changes. Then the motion of the body, then the velocity of the body is said to be non-uniform velocity, or you can say variable velocity or variable velocity. Okay, let us take an example. Suppose a body moving along a circular path with a constant speed. Suppose a body moving along a circular path with a constant speed. Here the body moving along a circular path with constant speed. Then what you will say? Speed remain constant, but you see at every instant the direction of motion can be drawn tangentially. If the body moving in anti-clockwise direction, you see the direction of motion frequently changes, and when the body moves along a circular path, then the direction of your motion frequently changes, that is along the tangent to the circular path. So tangent is a line that which just touches the circle. So at this instant the direction of motion along that direction. Here while it is moving along anti-clockwise direction, you see the direction of motion is downward at this instant. Here this is going in that direction. So when you will draw a tangent on the circular path, at every instant the direction frequently changes. So even if the body moving with a constant velocity, moving with a constant speed, but due to the change in direction the velocity changes, so it is a variable velocity. Clear? Okay. Now I will show you one example for uniform velocity. Suppose a raindrop falls under the gravity. In that case, what will happen? When raindrop falls under the gravity, raindrop falls under the gravity. So, as we know, whenever a body falls vertically downward due to the gravitational pull, so the velocity increases. Velocity gradually increases. If the velocity increases, then we are not able to say that the raindrop while falling under the gravity is under uniform velocity. But you see, at the same time, while it falls downward through the atmospheric air, then the air friction and also the friction arises due to the liquid. So that means that is viscous force, both vertically upward. The direction of air friction is also vertically upward and viscous force also vertically upward, and gravitational pull is vertically downward. So both the forces that acts on the raindrop mutually cancel each other. So that is why the raindrop while falling only with a uniform velocity. Since it has direction, that is why I am telling you the raindrop while falling vertically downward, that undergoes with uniform velocity. So here the influences of your gravitational force as well as the air friction and viscous force, that is opposite to the direction of your gravitational force, mutually cancel each other, and net force acting on that raindrop remains zero. So the raindrop gradually while falling vertically downward, that the speed of raindrop remain constant. That means the body, that raindrop is undergoes with a uniform velocity. And this example is the example even if the speed is constant, and since the body is moving along a circular path, so in that case, due to the continuous change in the direction, this body undergoes variable velocity, okay, while moving along a circular path. Okay, clear? Now for the next part I will have to remove it. Okay, now I will explain you regarding the average velocity. So when the velocity of the body along a particular direction, frequently changes, then average velocity can be measured by the ratio of total displacement to the total time taken. So that is average velocity will be equal total displacement to the total time taken. Clear? So this is one of the formula to know that what is about your average velocity. This is your average velocity. Okay. One more important, but here you see here the velocity of the body along a particular direction frequently changes. Here the velocity of the body along a particular direction frequently changes. Then in that case average velocity can be determined by the ratio of your total displacement to the total time taken. But in case of velocity of the object, second case, this is also one case, and second case, in case the velocity changes at uniform rate, in this case you see, in case the velocity changes at uniform rate, then average velocity can be expressed as the ratio of, can be expressed as the mean of, initial and final velocity. That is, average velocity is your u plus v by 2. So initial velocity is your u and final velocity is your v. In this case, u means initial velocity. That is your initial velocity. And v stands for final velocity. V stands for final velocity. Clear? Then sum of initial velocity and final velocity by 2 will give you the average velocity. This is only possible when the changes of velocity does at uniform rate, means if the body undergoes uniform acceleration, then only it is possible this case. Otherwise, in general case, we can determine average velocity by the ratio of your total displacement to the total time taken. Okay, clear? Now our next topic is your instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. Suppose when the body undergoes variable velocity, then the velocity of the body, at any instant is termed as instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. So how this instantaneous velocity can be measured? Instantaneous velocity can be measured by the ratio of the displacement that occur by the moving body at a very short interval of time. Okay, so it is measured by the ratio of the displacement of the body at very short interval to the time taken. Okay, this ratio will give you the value of your instantaneous velocity. So that is instantaneous velocity equal your displacement in short interval, in short time, by time taken. That's short time taken. So this ratio will give you the instantaneous velocity. Clear? Okay. Now the difference between speed and velocity. There are 4 or 5 points of difference. So let us consider, you can say that 4 difference. One is the definition of your speed and as well as the velocity. Okay. Now I have to remove it. So for next topic is your difference between your speed as well as and velocity. So here you can write speed and here you can write velocity. Your first point of your speed is your distance covered. Speed is the distance covered per unit time. Here it is displacement. Velocity is the rate of change of displacement. Okay. Second point is it is a vector. It is a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity. Here it is a vector quantity. So speed, velocity is a vector quantity. Third point is your speed is always positive. Speed is always positive. Never zero. So we can say speed is always positive and velocity can be negative also. Velocity can be positive and negative depending upon the direction. Negative or positive depending on direction. Okay. You see, fourth point. When a body moves along a circular path, when a body moves along circular path, speed is not zero. But here velocity, when a body moves along circular path, its velocity is zero when it complete one round. In complete round. Okay, so velocity when it completes one round, because displacement is zero when it completes one round in a circular path. So that is why velocity is also zero. So this much is sufficient for today. Okay. In the next day I will come with the next video. Bye.